Yes, sir. Can we continue?
Yes, sir. Can we continue?
We can continue. Let's continue.
Let's continue, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
So as I was saying,
So
the essence of chapter 4 is just to, at that stage now, you want to test the relationship of your variables. Do you get? So for those of you that you'll be using secondary data, so your work is a bit easier in my own perspective. So if you're familiar with using eViews, for many of us during our time, I believe we all use eViews. So my own topic now, this screenshot now, I get to screenshot it from my own topic. I worked on, my topic was impact of COVID-19, impact of COVID-19 variables, impact of COVID-19 pandemic on Nigerian capital market stability. Do you get? Because for economics department, we used to have a team. So from that team, we have a lot of sub-team, and you ensure you align your topic with any of the sub-team. So my own aligned with, I think, is global risk, contagion, and capital market stability. So you all agree with me that COVID-19 is a global risk, which has a spillover and also a contagion, because it's spread all over the world, and it's even changed the way we do things across the globe. Okay, so I decided to see, let me look at how COVID-19 affect the capital markets. When we say capital market now, we're talking about equity markets and debt markets. So in my case, I focus more on the equity markets, which we all know as stock markets. Yeah. So, and the reason why I chose that topic, aside the fact that I find the topic interesting, I also play, let me say, I don't want to say a politics, but I decided to play smart because before I started the project, there was this, I think, a classmate of Mustafa. Coincidentally, the guy's name is also Mustafa. I'm sure Mustafa might know him. He's by name Mustafa Umabu. So I get to know him. I think we invited him for a session for TIS. He's a research analyst and he works with a top firm in the finance space. So from there, I get to know him, and the fact that, wow, you finished from this school, blah, blah. Though when he was in ABU, I never know him. So there was a day we were having this normal conversation, and the guy was like, "Who is my supervisor?" I said, "Damian." Wow. He said, interesting. That Damian too was also his supervisor. And Damian is known for not giving A. That he has never given any student A. I was like, is that it? No, now. Let's see. So the guy even challenged me that if I can get A from Damian, he's going to give me 50K. Away 50K. And you know what? I believe you guys still remember the first law of 10 fundamental principle of economics. Can anyone tell me what's the first principle of economics? I think they highlighted it for us in 100 level. Anyone?
Please call us, Toko.
What scholar? Or let me check the people on call. Don't worry. If you get it, 1K credits. You can see now, me too, I'm trying to replicate the 50,000 Mustafa was whining me with then. Who wants to talk? It's very simple.
People face trade-off.
Trade-off? No. I said Mustafa promised that if I can get A, he's going to give me 50K. So in this case, too, now, me too, I'm telling you that if you get the principle right, I'll give you 1,000 credits. What's the principle?
Answer.
No, oh yeah.
One
People
paper.
respond to incentives.
Yes,
Who is that? Who said that?
Baraka.
Baraka, yeah, that's it. People respond to his incentive. Hmm? Don't worry,
The
Baraka.
first
After the
answer
call,
was by
you,
AI.
I'm owing you 1,000 credits. I'll give you 1,000 credits. Or the fact that you are the only one self, let me make it 2K. So, as I was saying,
Add me now, add me.
so he said he's going to give me 50K. I was like, wow, interesting. I said, okay, no wala now. So I started doing my what's it called? My preliminary on my supervisor. Who is my supervisor? So I get to know that though he has a lot of work on monetary policy, but at the moment he's more interested in health economics. Do you get? So when I wanted to coin my topic, I decided to coin my topic to his area of interest. Do you know what I did there? It's just me playing with. He never chose topic for me, but I know if I should take something relating to health to him, he's going to approve it for me easily. Do you get? And that was, let me say, the good starting point for me. Though it stressed me, but I can tell you for free that it was fun with him. I actually learned a lot. And in fact, at the end of the whole project, voila, he gave me 10K. 10K, you know. So I didn't only get A, I got my A with also 10K. You get? So sometimes, and that's why I said when I started that the mindset matters a lot. You get? So you have to be ready to know that okay, this is a learning process. You want to work. You get? So back to the chapter 4 we're saying. So all these things now, these are things you are going to learn properly in class. But the truth is, what they are going to teach you in class will not be enough. I'm very sure when you have maybe some of these specialized training, maybe organized by NESA or anybody, there are some of you that will understand it better. You get, as a student, feel free to interact with your colleagues. Oh, guy, I'm doing this. You know, Safiya can testify when I was doing because my final year, though, don't follow my path. I used to be one of the serious. You get? So, but not really like that on serious, but I have a lot of activities, so my attention was crazily divided. But when I decided to start my chapter 4, I had to go meet some of them. You know, I learned very fast, so that's not really a big problem. So, okay, at some point, I'm doing some things. If these guys, any one of them are around, maybe Safiya, my class rep, I have some other guys, Hussein, like I have a lot, anybody in my class, because I know I can easily interact with anybody in the class. You get? So I walk up to them, guy, I'm doing this, how far come help me see this, you know. So and I was able to do something. At some point, if it's complex beyond what all of us can troubleshoot, then I have a supervisor. You get? So I'll go to my supervisor and okay, sir, I'm having this, blah blah, you know, we talk it out, give his own explanation, you know, or at some point I have some link connection in some research institute around. I can give a call to some of my mentors and be like, sir, I'm doing this. What do you think? You know, so the essence for me is just that I want to develop myself. I want to know this. I could have said I know a lot of sets that contracted it out. They give it out to all these postgraduate students. They paid, you know. But for me, I don't want to do that. At least I want to have a certain level of exposure to some of these things. You get. So all what you're seeing here now are exported from eViews. So we plug in our data. You can see from here we have the descriptive statistics. So mean media mode, you know, all these now is everything you write about. I guess from this descriptive, the only thing that is, let me say, relevant here is just the Jagbera, which you are going to use for your normality test. So after then, so you do your unitary test. So here now, this will guide you to know the kind of what's it called, estimation technique you want to use. You know, there's something we'll call all this one you are seeing I1, I0. So what's that in? Honestly, I'm not active in research again, but for this particular one now, we have a mix of stationary at order 1 at order 0. So, and the fact that we have this now, it tells us that, okay, you are to use, what's this, ARDL, so which I use for my estimation. Let's assume we have all these results in order 1 now. So definitely I can't use ARDL, you get. So then maybe we're talking of Johansen cointegration, So based on what you're doing now, your results will tell you which estimation technique do you want to use, you get. And that's why I said that, okay, you can't really understand all these things in a 30 minutes presentation, but at least you have exposure to it, you get. So you can see these are my variables. My ASI is my independent variable, and that's the Oshia index, which we use to measure the performance of the capital markets, specifically equity markets. So, and my independent variables my independent variable is ASI, while my dependent variables are lockdown, the deaths, and the cases reported during COVID in Nigeria. You get. So all these are what you get to see in chapter 4, and these are things that will inform your writing. So after all these now, you get to write. Once you have all these your results, then you write your analysis on the results, and you discuss your findings. You get. So chapter 4 is basically on that. For my own, you can only see short run because there is no co-integration. Yeah, these are nuances that some people might face. So for many of my colleagues, they always have long run and short run analysis. So many of their variables have a co-integration, but mine doesn't have that. So as a result, I only did my estimated short run coefficients. You get. But as you study, or as you get started with this particular project, so you get to understand that, okay, there are some dynamics and nuances are attributed to some of these data and estimation techniques. So let me not bore with this. So the next thing now is your final chapter. So this chapter 5 too, you have a brief intro, and you've done a lot of work. Imagine coming from chapter 1 to chapter 4. Honestly, before you get to chapter 4, it's a serious work. Let me tell you my experience. Do you know I wrote in higher education from chapter 1 to chapter 4? So if you are so lucky that you fall into my supervisor's hand, and he's not a professor now, so prepare your mind very well. So at this stage now, you write your summary. Summary is just like, okay, all the work you've been doing now, summarize it. The highest page is okay to get. And after the summary now, you have your conclusion. Conclusion is just you stating out your findings. You've chosen the topic, let's say impact of inflation. You see, inflation and monetary policy. I know it's something many people will just be choosing year in, year out. So let's say the impact of inflation on GDP, and some, but me, I would not accept that as a good topic. You get the impact of inflation, but let's just use it for this talk. So let's say you've chosen impact of inflation on GDP now. So what do you find? You get. So you have to just, this conclusion, probably just few lines, 2, 3, 4 lines. So you use it to state your conclusion. But the big question is, why are you writing a research? You get. Like Safiya has mentioned earlier, is either you've seen a gap that you feel like, okay, let me write on this gap. So when you see a gap, you want to fill in the gap. Or there is a problem which you are very much interested in, and you feel like, okay, this problem, if I carry out a very good research on it, I can provide solution. Do you get? ideally, project is not just something people will just write, you just want to do doing. You actually want to contribute to knowledge. You want to solve real life problem. You get? So after the conclusion, the last thing, and that's why you can see this guy on the screen now, you are seeing a lot of shaggy. Do you get? What can you see on his head? The head is bowed. Yoba will say, "Oti pari," because I finished my project in November. I know Balkis is in your class. At that time, she was doing CFA ethics, and so we're together. I think she left late October or so. This is me last year. At this time last year, this is still October, I was still in school. I've not yet submitted my project. I think I was the last person in that school to submit the project. So definitely your head will have gone bowed. Then you'll now be like, after all this shaking now, I need to give recommendation to this problem. Then you now give your policy recommendation. Do you get? So once you give your policy recommendation, I guess you can call it off, and you have a nice, let's say, an interesting journey. So this is the final destination for your project work. You get? So now cap it all is okay. Now things are changing. You get? There was a time my supervisor, because I have a very close rapport with him, honestly, and I enjoyed working with him, honestly. Though he's a very passionate person. Like for many students, might feel like, this man, he will suffer, you do this, but I have a good time with him. So during their time, even using e-views for where is more of maybe some, let's say basic thing. But as the world keep going, we have a lot of changes. I guess, it's not even I guess, I'm very sure during Mustafa's time, there was nothing like AI when he was in final year. And that was just like maybe 6 years back. Yeah, 6 years back. Or 6 or 5 years back. That was 2019. Yeah. There was nothing like AI. Nothing like AI. So the whole of this AI started maybe late 2022, and now is now a normal trend. So think of it this way, that okay, AI is here and AI has come to stay, either we like it or not. But the problem now is we have a lot of students that are taking AI as substitute to what they should do. And ideally, AI should be like an assistant. You get, like an assistant. So, and that's why I'm giving a two illustration using these two pics I have on the slide. So the first one you can see, say ethical use of AI in research. So you can see the AI sitting beside you. So as you are working, the AI is also there to assist you. Not like, okay, you want to give all your work to the AI. But if you choose to do otherwise, now okay, bro, you'll be the one to do the whole work. If you are so lucky that your supervisor does not have time for you, because there are some supervisors, they don't really have time for you. Just go and bring your rubbish. They know they'll give you C, and that's all. You get? They don't care. Go and they know you copy. Go and copy anywhere you want to copy, and they give you C. If you are maybe so unlucky that you have that kind of supervisor, and you too, you just follow the flow, use AI, submit, and get away, fine. But one thing you are going to have is something like this. Because honestly, you will not learn anything. And I can tell you, the work you are going to have is going to be crap. You just have some, let me say, just papers that we can maybe at the end of the day just go and give Mekose in NESA. You get? Because it will be of no use at all. You get? So, and that's why you can adopt using AI in your research. But there's some things AI cannot do for you. AI is there to assist you. And I've said AI acts as a powerful assistant, helping researchers analyze complex problems and enhance productivity. Take, for example, you come across a new concept and you feel like, I don't understand this concept. You can put it on AI to explain to you. You get? Or maybe sometimes, okay, you've written your, ideally, if they say you want to review literature review. Literature review simply means, okay, you've read that literature, and anything you feel like this thing is relevant to my own work, pick that thing and write it in your own word. That will show your own understanding. You get? It's not like you just lift the word for word, the way the person has written it, and you dump it in your own work. No. Or sometimes maybe you've written it that way and you feel like maybe the English is not giving. You can use AI to just correct your grammatical error and you move on. You get? So use AI as a body. Like when I mean body now, body, like Buddy, your personal guy, to assist you. You know you are doing the work, but at some interval you can use AI to what? To just maybe cross check what you're doing, or even maybe do some thinking assistance with you. The reason why AI is not really solid, I use AI a lot in my current day-to-day work. AI hallucinates a lot. AI will cook, because AI works based on pattern. AI will cook a lot of wrong information and mix it with correct information. So it's now left for you now to be able to decide which one is correct and which one is wrong. In fact, if you tell AI to give you a reference, AI will go and cook wrong references for you. You get? So, and that's why you have to be very careful with the use of AI. I know at this level, they are not really strict on all these doing plagiarism tests, but with the new change around this NYC of a thing, I don't know how they are going to enforce it. But even if they are not doing that, we should try and build ourselves, because I'm very sure at the PG level, these are things they are going to subject you to. You get? So, and you don't want to do something, you've done a lot of work, and at the end of the day, they tell you it's a trash just because you've overused AI or you've used it in an unethical manner. You get? So the path forward is the responsibility lies with you, the researcher, to verify, validate, and remain the ultimate authority of your work. You get? So finally, I intentionally put this picture there. So if you can see this picture, because after we finish our project, we decided to take a step further. And what was the step further was, during that time, the department was having this departmental conference, and we decided to also participate in the conference by presenting our project work. Myself, Safiya was there, Ali, our class rep, was there. So in the picture is one of our classmates, a very smart guy, Enoch. So he was also there. So one of our preparation, you can see this 10:04 p.m. So research is stressful, but honestly is interesting. So it's not something you just feel like, okay, well, let me just, it is going to stress you. But I can tell you for free, the stress worth it. So what you guys just have at the back of your mind is that, okay, I don't need to stress myself too much. So just have that positive mindset and a strong will to learn and practice. Definitely you will make mistakes, and that's okay. You will get stuck, just like I did during my time, and I know I was not the first person. Even people before me were at that juncture. You get? And that's why you always have a supervisor to put you through. So, but what really matters most in this journey of this final year research is paying attention to details and treating this as your first step toward becoming a professional researcher. After all, every expert was once a beginner who refused to give up. So I don't want to bore us with a lot of talk. I think with the little I've said, you guys already have some insights to what chapter 4 and 5 and also ethical use of AI research looks like. So thank you for giving me the opportunity to meet you guys. So I'm also open to take your question if there is any. So thank you guys.
So thank you so much, sir. Your presentation was a very interesting presentation. So I know some students here are concerned because according to the topic, it writes carrying out an excellent undergraduate project. So for me personally, I feel that this session would not be enough for us to just understand what undergraduate project is all about, because I can remember a few years back, I can't remember how far, when my mom was doing one of her postgraduate thesis, she was actually giving me some works to sort out some surveys for her. So although I was very young then, but I knew that from just listening to this presentation, it's something that I think the best key giveaways we can actually get from this is that let's open our mind, be ready to learn, be resilient, be curious. So with that, anyone that has question can ask, but before then, I have my own question. Can you hear me, please?
Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
All right, please. I have a question, or let's say two questions for now. So my first question is, when it comes to normally in the department, how do they choose supervisors for each student? And then when it comes to your research topic, like, are you done to choose the topic you want, or the supervisor is going to determine which topic you are going to take?
Okay, let me answer this question. Regarding the supervisor, is a random allocation. The PG coordinator randomly allocates you to your supervisor. I think it's one of the things I try to avoid, because when you are coming up with a topic, like the way Ibrahim trying to explain his own like politics that he played that time was the interest of his supervisor. Because at PG level, you have the liberty to choose your supervisor. Therefore, your topic should align with your supervisor's interests. So that one. But for undergraduates, I don't think they mind about that. So the only thing I can tell you to do coming up with your topic is how passionate you are with your topic is what will make your supervisor accept that topic. For me, normally you just present 2 or 3 topics to your supervisor and he choose one for you. Sometimes you just cancel all and give you another one. But for me, I just go with one topic and my supervisor accepted my topic. It just depends. It depends on how well you sell yourself. Okay, this is what I want to do. This is why I want to do it. So I don't think if he sees any lecturer that sees that passion and interest in trying to solve that particular problem, he'll give you that support. I think that's it.
All right, thank you so much. So if there's anyone that has any other question, you can raise your hands or indicate.
Yes, sir. I think there's a question in the chat box.
All right, let me check it. So this question goes as so. The person said, my question is, is it always a requirement for a good research project? Uh, like, is it always a requirement for a good research project? Wait, this question is even splitted into 3 places. So let me start from the beginning. So, okay, please, I have a question regarding something. The first speaker said that when reading a research problem, we should be able to deduct where the work is heading. So my question is it always a requirement for a good research project? That is it a requirement for a good research project that we should always know where the work is heading? Like, a problem can be clearly stated without necessarily hitting at the solution right away. So I don't know if you can view it and decipher the information there.
I think let me just try to. What I understood from the question is regarding the problem statement. As I said, problem statement is selling out your motivation for that particular problem that you want to solve. From that, it's just a kind of general overview that, for instance, let me just take you through my own work. My problem statement was, okay, the impacts. I was trying to assess the relationship between PMS price and economic growth in Nigeria. So my problem statement speak directly to the influence of fuel subsidy at that period, the changes in prices of PMS, and how it changes the demand in the inflation at that time. Because what really motivated me to pick that topic was the withdrawal of subsidy that leads to different prices at like on the same day, and the impact it has. So I'm just trying to find out, like, how does it relate? Does it have a long-term effect or short-term effect? Is this just a policy window that will just allow after some time it will just neutralize and everything become back to normal? So that's what I really try to find out. What reading my problem statement, you can deduce, okay, where I'm heading to is just trying to see the relationship between PMS price and economic growth. So the moment you come to the question, you can deduce, okay, when I go back to the statement problem is explaining more of my question. That's just how it is supposed to be a good one.
All right, thank you so much. I can see the president raising his hand. Please, you can speak now.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Matthew, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Can you hear me?
Yes, I
Yes,
can hear
yes.
you.
Okay, thank you so much. So, firstly, Safiya, thank you so much. It was really wonderful presentation. Tajudeen, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. On behalf of NESA, we're saying thank you. So, my question goes thus: one thing that I've always known about making research is that to get credible data is actually a problem sometimes, and you can't use AI to get like a reference, credible data, and something like that. And I remember Sophia did mention of some websites. The websites, please, can you give us those websites so that we can visit them during our time or something like that? That's just what I want to know. Thank you.
Yes, I'll give you access to I'll give you the comprehensive list of websites for journals and that of data, inshallah. I'll drop it with the moderator, together with, I think, a copy of research process. There is a journal or research process. I just urge you, just 2 or 3 days. Don't read it. You are not reading it for exams. You guys are on holiday. Just read it for understanding. It will also guide you on coming up with your topics.
So, does anyone have another question? Please, if you have any question, just speak without raising your hand so that we can be quick about it.
Yeah, yes, sir. Can you hear
Yes,
me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I think I can see a question directed at me in the chat box.
Yeah.
So, the person asks, is there anything I would have done differently while preparing for my project? Honestly, let me see. Though, because honestly, I had a good time out because I took my time before. I didn't rush into starting the project. I guess I was one of the few students that started not really late, but I started maybe second semester, and that was why I extended so long. But I just feel like, just like Sophia mentioned, uh, for me, I have a supervisor that have my time. Like, because if you are fortunate to be under, it's not like I'm marketing my supervisor, but if you are fortunate to be under my supervisor, you will work. So starting the project alone, imagine it was like, okay, you guys are starting with chapter 2, but before you even choose your topic, go and read about. I think he mentioned 10 to 20 journals. Like, just go and read. And the funniest thing is not like you just read only. It was like read and download all the journals that is you are going to show him when you meet. So you've not had a topic, you've not chosen a topical. So it is from that reading that will now guide you to say, okay, this sir, based on what I've read, I think, and there is a team given by the department, which maybe your supervisor, like my supervisor now, he highlighted 4 that is interested. So anything you want to work on, ensure it aligns with this 4 sub team. So aside that, it was just like, okay, go and do your readings, go and download your journals, read and read and read. So from there now, you should have maybe a kind of curiosity that will develop through those reading, and then you can come up with maybe at least 3 to 5 topics. So from there, you can just say, okay, I'm approving this. Okay, no, let's refine this and that. Yes. So, but any other thing, I don't feel like maybe there's something I would have done differently. But let me say the thing I would have done differently is that when they were having this EVUs class, I know we had 2. NESA organized one, but before NESA, we as a class also organized one. Yeah, the one the class organized, I was there, but that day when the thing was becoming too technical, I was just like, oh, I left them. Honestly, I don't understand, you get, because I lost interest, so I left, you get. So if, let's say, I'm doing it again, I will have focused more on learning it at the early stage of the work, because if I've done it earlier, I also have that flair of assisting a lot of people, and through that assistance I'll be able to master it well. So after this graduation, I bought a course on macroeconomics from EDX. So, and I can see the econometrics part of it, and coincidentally, it also uses EViews. So just to also at least stay in touch with this ahead of me planning for PG. You get. So I think that's just what I would have done differently. But anything other than that, I think I still have a good time out. So I don't know if that answers your question, Wisdom.
So I have another question.
Please
Please,
go
can you hear
ahead.
me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
So how useful all those books that are written on research methodology and so on, like using softwares like SPSS, Starter, and MATLAB, and no, not MATLAB, like all these data analysis tools, and also books written on research methodology. Like, is it like very helpful if I can go through them, because I actually have a lot of them.
For me, what I can tell you, research is learning by doing. If you read through those books, you do not practice it. It will not like it's a software that you are trying to test. So just be working with it. Sometimes you can just review, sometimes you don't need to read, you'll be playing with it. Okay, if I click here, I can run this analysis. If I click here, I can. So all you have to do to know how to interpret those analysis. But learning how to do it is learning by doing. For me, that's just how I see it. I hope I'm waiting for somebody to ask for that question. I left one window for you people to ask question. It's like you are not following.
Wow. Dandazo, you can speak.
Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. Please, I want the presenters to say a little about data collection and those questionnaire stuff. Thank you very much.
Yeah, though Safiya, you still really want to take it, but I really don't have experience when it comes to uh, collection using primary data, but I've had quite experience of using collecting data, primary data, for even a more solid research. One research done by NESG, PCM. In fact, I think I finished exam on Friday, and on Monday I was in Kano getting data for NESG. Yes. So basically, for me, I really don't advise many people to go through the stress of primary data at this level because it's quite stressful. And the fact that some of the responses, we've had a lot of students. I remember when I was in 200 level, I was doing Dangote then. I had a guy in my room who was in 400. He was using a primary data. And you know the funniest thing, the primary data was whack because the whole of the questionnaire, the guy filled it himself. You get, he did it inside the room and use it for the research. So, and in the real sense, that's an unethical way of doing research. You get. So, if you feel like maybe you actually have what it takes to get to use the primary data and you will be fair in getting those data and ready to analyze it well, so it's fine. But if you feel like okay, you can't go through the stress, so you just stick with the secondary data and you also be fine. But Sophia, you can add to it.
I think what I'm going to say, in addition to what Ibrahim said, is same here. I don't have experience using primary data, but what I can tell you is if you really want to go into real, like, impact-based research, that's where primary data is based. So, firstly, let me just tell you this. Whatever you are doing from 400 level, you should be doing things that are in line with your career goal. If you want to be in, most of you are in the TIS. If you want to be in investment banking, start working towards. If you want to be in academia, start working towards that. If you want to be in public, like wherever you want to, like, just start projecting. Whatever you are doing should be in line with your career goal. So that's what I want to advise you on. So for even me, that I wanted to be in research and academic, but when I realized primary data is kind of expensive and not reliable at my level, I didn't use it at undergraduate level. But currently I'm considering using primary data for my postgraduate program. So that's all I have to say. But we are not discouraging you, to be honest. If you want to really try it, you can try it. But just be honest, as Ibrahim said, be ethical in whatever you are doing. Thank you.
I can see someone raising his hand. Please, you can speak. Okay, I can see another question in the chat box which says that how about research guidelines that state that no AI usage? Does this mean we are not allowed to use AI at all, even for basic tasks like proofreading our work?
I think I answered that one in the chat box that yes, it's allowed. You can use AI for proofreading,
Okay,
grammar.
right.
So I think in the absence of asking the question I've reserved for you before my Oga comments, let me just give it out for you. I didn't say anything about abstract, and
Wow.
nobody asked about it. Like, I deliberately keep it aside just to see if you guys are following.
They are all on holiday.
So you didn't, like, now we have to from chapter 1 to chapter 5. Any other things are preliminary pages, but the abstract is beyond preliminary pages. If you are sending out your paper for the call for paper, everything is to, it's abstract they used to ask for first. An abstract is literally the summary of your work. It's just the summary of your work in few lines. There are four main ingredients of that make up a good abstract. It should state the main objective of your study, problem statement, that's the general issue, like, kind of in just a block paragraph. You have the state objective of your study, problem statement, methodology used, and major findings and recommendations. Like, this is what is required in that block that you are seeing, just a block paragraph. This is what it's all about. After the whole summary that you have in your chapter 5, this one is the solid, like the comprehensive summary of your work. So even if you are coming, I think, I don't know, I can't promise you another session on literature review, but even in literature review, the first thing you synchronize is the abstract. When you downloaded a paper, maybe the topic aligns with the topic you want, it revolves around the topic you want to work on, but you can just read, okay, this is it. You just read the abstract. Is it really relevant? Because sometimes it's not the topic. When you check the variables they use, when you check the methodology they use, the scope, the limitation, it's not in line of, like, it's not even relevant to your work. You can skip that. So you need to know how to write a very good abstract. You sell your work, because from that, okay, I need this one because the abstract shows I can have something to learn from this work. So I think that's all. So for me, I call it a day.
Thank you so much, ma. So if there are no other questions and our speakers are done, I would like to call on to the president to appreciate them once again.
Somebody raised his hand, and I think my boss did not say anything. Let him say something. Let him chip in.
Yes, someone asked a question actually. Yes, you can go ahead and ask your question.
Who is that
So
person?
I can see another question in the comment saying, please, what about defense after project in economics department?
To be honest, there is no difference, but I don't know. Maybe now you can start doing difference. But for my start, as Ibrahim said it earlier on, 9 of us presented our research at conference. All of us. Some presented at the department conference, while some presented at the business school conference. So I think for us, we have tested difference, not just within the boardroom of our lecturers, but even to the outside world. So that's it.
So I guess we don't have any other questions, any suggestions, any advice, please, any observations from anyone, please. Advice or observation. Okay, Danzazo, you can I can see your hand raised up.
Okay, thank you very much. It is still question for sorry for Safiya. You said 9 of you guys you presented your projects. So is there any requirement for choosing some people and leaving some? Thank you.
There is no requirement. It's just the bold effort that we put out. For me, I think I was the first person. It was my supervisor that pushed me that, okay, he wants me to present my work. So when I have shared the news with my colleague that, okay, this is it, Malam Musa said I'm going to present at the conference, you pay for the bills and everything. Some of them reached out to their supervisors that, sir, can we present? So that's how all of us were able to present, while others even paid with their money to join the other conferences. So I think it's just a bold step that we take, and I encourage you to do the same, even if not the departmental conferences are coming up in this school all over the place. So do a very good work, try to put it out, send out your abstract. If they accept it, publish it together with your, go and present your work together with your supervisor. I think it's a very good start.
So thank you so much. I think we just have 5 minutes left. So if there's anyone that has any advice or suggestions or observations, you can talk.
I think you said Mustafa would talk. Is he still on the call?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So yes, you can just allow him to talk, I think.
Yes?
Please give Madam Musa the floor to give us the closing remark or comment, advice, or whatever.
All right, sir. The floor is open for you. Is he on the call?
No, I just want to rest my life. Okay, fine. The thing is, they've said everything they need to say. But then, all I would just want to tell you guys here is, uh, like Sophia said, your research should actually like try to explain or try to guide you towards what you want to become. You understand? Yeah, your research should be that, like, it should be the first thing I would say, okay, that will be pushing you towards, okay, fine, I want to be in academics. I know I want to be maybe in the banking sector. I want to be this. Let it be your first push towards whatever you want to do. And seriously, I will beg us all not to take this research as not, don't see it as someone is trying to force you to do something. See it as if, okay, fine, I want to do it to learn. Because if you don't some statistical tool, if you don't learn them at that 400 level, wallahi, you will never have that time to learn them anymore. That's just the simple truth. If you don't do it right at that 400 level, you might get the work and then you want to go back to you don't have that time anymore. So please, I will urge us all to learn it properly at this level. And when you learn it, any other big statistical tool again, you will learn that one. Just learn the basic. Excel is the starting point. Learn the Excel properly. From the Excel, you can now keep on going to the other tools, the R, the EVs, and other stuff. So I won't bore you guys too much, but then I'm going to thank the coordinators, that's the NESA. You guys are doing a very wonderful job. I pray God grants you more grace to do more of this because there are so many of us. Yeah, because there are so many of us that need this to actually move up. And then thank you very much to Safiya and Ibrahim. You guys have been pivotal in grooming students, and you're still doing it. May Allah bless your efforts, and may He bring in success upon success upon success to you guys, inshallah. And for NESA, yes, once a soldier, always a soldier. At any point, if you guys need not tutorial Alabego, if you guys need me to attend to anything, so you guys can always call up on me. And if any of these human beings here refuse to answer, you just call me. I'll call them in for you. Inshallah.
Thank you so much. So, sir, what is the oil money?
You said what?
Yeah,
what
I
if
said,
you need
what
oil money?
oil money?
No,
That's
Sophia will handle that aspect.
You need oil money, sir.
Sophia will handle that aspect. She'll handle it. I wish you guys all the best.
Thank
Thank
you
you so
very
much, sir.
much. Thank you
So,
very much. We appreciate
NESA President, please, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, it's just a vote of thanks. So thank you so much, Safiya, Sir Ibrahim. Thank you so much, Sir Mustafa. I feel as an economic student, there's no way you tell your story that you wouldn't have to mention Sir Mustafa because has been instrumental to our growth. Thank you so much, Sir Mustafa, Safiya, Sir Ibrahim, friends from management science and key, some students from business admin, accounting. Thank you so much for joining us, and it's a good night from here. Wish everyone a good night rest. Thank you. Bye.
So thank you so much to you all. Please, if you have any suggestions or advice or recommendation, please you can reach out to any one of us so we can improve. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And one more thing, sorry, please.
Yes, sir.
Ibrahim, I don't know if Ibrahim is still on call. He promised a particular student 2,000. So
Yes, sir.
and then I'm also going to add 3,000 to it for the students. So that'll be 5,000 for the students.
Ah.
All right,
All
take
right,
care.
sir. Thank you
Mustafa,
so much.
you're forgetting something, sir.
Don't see me now, I know what's you.
Oh yeah, everybody clap you.
Thank you. And I'll drop the materials with Yasir so you can get it from him.
So I'll be dropping the summary to the whole meeting, so nothing is missed. The transcription and the presentation will be available too.
Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Thank you so much. Guys, waiting happen. Kuwai wasi.
Guys, waiting happen.
Hello. Hello.
Hafa Ismail. Tutorials.